Alright, let's talk about setting up some cool applications on a session host using Microsoft's Azure Virtual Desktop. First off, you are probably wondering what a session host actually is. Think of it as a home where all the applications you need to run can live. Azure's got a nifty feature that lets you create private, on-premise instances that run inside a Hyper-V host. It's like bringing your favorite virtual workspaces right to your office while keeping everything tight on security and speed. Now, the main idea is that a session host lives in your local network and runs Windows Server and your guest operating system of choice, like Windows 10 Pro, or even Server if you are thinking enterprise-level applications. Your AV desktops are actually clients connected to this host, just like in traditional computing scenarios. Let's talk about why it's important to manage these apps right on the session host. It's all about efficiency and performance, my friend. When you run the heavyweight applications on a local session host, you minimize latency because you are not crossing vast oceans of the internet to do your work. This is a game changer for productivity, especially for businesses relying on cloud solutions, but they want that local performance. So, here's what we are going to do. It's simple, really. We need to choose the right apps that are perfect for an AVD environment, those that won't break a sweat under the lightweight, guestOS environment and are still enterprise-grade. Now, installing an app is the first step. You want to make sure these apps run smooth in this little world we got going. And for this, you've got tools like VHD2 tools to create and modify virtual disk images which work beautifully with Azure SDDC. Let's walk through an example. Picture you are setting up an office suite for a bunch of your team. First, download the guestOS you are working with. Make sure it has all the necessary drivers for your hardware. Then, take your pre-installed apps and maybe, just maybe, prepare a new one or two if needed on your own environment first. Create a new VM with the guestOS. This VM, your session host, will be our testing ground. But remember to plan for replicas too because a good AVD deployment plan includes redundancy. Deploy your guestOS to a VHD2 file for the first real-world test without the actual machines. You'll see things run pretty fast and smoother than before. Now, configure your virtual appliances, set them up right in your VM using tools like the Microsoft VSI Definition tool or even Visual Studio tools. These tools can churn out deployment snapshots you can just copy and paste or create manifests for your apps, which simplifies management and updates down the road. Configuring those apps is where real fun happens. Set the appropriate permissions, firewall rules for each app, and test out the setup. Don't forget the access protocol. That's your lifeline to any enterprise application, cloud storage, or network shares you want tapped into. Best practices. Well, keep backups always in mind and use tools like Azure Automation to manage repetitive tasks. Embrace containerization and consider deploying microservices, but keep your sessions secure and isolated. Always stay on top of updates and patches, too. With Azure's SDDC, you are not really just managing sessions, you are effectively managing virtualized infrastructure as a service. This means every app you run within your AV desktops, whether it's something simple or high-stakes enterprise applications, needs to be well-planned and tested. This not just improves security, but also ensures your business processes don't suffer from downtime. And remember, if you are looking to keep things organized and always within reach of all the modern tech you are using, consider tools like Azure DevTest Labs to create and manage lab environments. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. Wrapping this up, it's about the experience for your users and making sure your applications are not only accessible and secure but also performant. Imagine the boost in productivity and the overall mood-improving effect that seamless work experiences have across your business. So, I wish you all the best setting up your session hosts with the finest applications they need, and remember, keep things organized, keep them updated, and make sure your AVD workspace gets the spotlight it deserves. Visit neeraj.qzz.io and subscribe to TechLab to get all the nitty-gritty details and insights straight to your inbox. Vertical bar end underscore of underscore document vertical bar.